dangerous substance making its way into drugs on the street.
I don't know how many people have to die before you classify this city as an open cemetery.
Its effects difficult to reverse, and in most places, it's legal.
Why we can't stay ahead of the opioid crisis.
Tonight on WESH 2 News.
Tonight's primetime lineup on WESH 2 is sponsored by Orlando Health ERs. Ready for any emergency with multiple locations across Central Florida. Visit orlandohealth.com/ER.
WESH 2 News starts now with breaking news.
That breaking news is in DeLand, where Volusia County deputies are searching for a man wanted in a double murder. Deputies say if you have seen 50-year-old Scott Mitchell, do not approach because he may be armed and you should consider him dangerous. Investigators say he is wanted in a double murder in Binghamton, New York. They were able to track him down to Florida. Deputies say they found what could be his vehicle. They believe that he's now on foot in West DeLand. Any information is urged to contact the sheriff's office.
Also, we're following more breaking news in DeLand, where police are investigating a stabbing at a shopping plaza. Chopper 2 is up over the scene. This is at International Speedway Boulevard and Woodland Boulevard. Officers say 2 men got into a fight and one of them stabbed the other in the neck and the chest. So this is that scene here.
Yeah, he was airlifted to the hospital. Police are still searching at this time for the suspect. Now, we're told this is not connected to the search for the double homicide suspect out of New York. Of course, we'll stay on top of this breaking story and give you more updates throughout the evening.
All right, we do want to turn now to another special session in Tallahassee, again focused on the immigration overhaul.
You might remember the last special session was a showdown between lawmakers and Governor Ron DeSantis, with lawmakers pushing aside the governor's plan to crack down on immigration. WESH 2's Jesse Pagan joins us live from the state capitol. Jesse, this time it appears that they're working together.
It seems so, Stu and Michelle. Republican House Speaker here, Daniel Perez, says he and Senate President Ben Alperin have kind of come to a dialogue of sorts, as he called it, with Governor Ron DeSantis, and a compromise on figuring out how the state of Florida will move forward with immigration enforcement and how they'll align that with the Trump administration policies on the federal level. Now, the Budget and Appropriations Committees will take up these bills tomorrow and discuss them. However, we expect most of the action and debate on these bills to happen on Thursday, when the House and the Senate will have their floor sessions here in Tallahassee. Of course, we will be on top of it. Live in Tallahassee at the state capitol, Jesse Pagan, WESH 2 News.
All right, Jesse, thank you. And Jesse will be in Tallahassee throughout the special session. Look for his live reports throughout the day right here on WESH 2. You can also get the latest updates on WESH.com. Pope Francis rebuked President Trump today, writing a letter to U.S. bishops criticizing the administration's mass deportations. The Pope said every country has the right to keep communities safe from violent criminals and to ensure orderly migration, but added deporting people who have fled their homelands due to things like extreme poverty, persecution, and the deterioration of the environment damages the dignity of entire families. Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, responded to the Pope's comments today.
He ought to fix the Catholic Church and concentrate on his work and leave border enforcement to us. He wants to attack us from securing our border. He's got a wall around the Vatican, does he not? So he's got a wall around to protect his people and himself, but we can't have a wall around the United States. So I wish he'd stick to the Catholic Church and fix that and leave border enforcement to us.
The Pope also called out Vice President J.D. Vance, a Catholic convert, and his use of theology to defend deportations.
We are following some breaking news from NASA tonight. NASA and SpaceX are speeding up the Crew 10 launch to bring home astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams sooner. The Crew 10 launch is now expected to happen March 12th. Once they are settled in, SpaceX will get Williams, Wilmore, and fellow NASA astronaut Nick Haggerty home days later. Wilmore and Williams were supposed to be at the International Space Station for only a week. Instead, their stay has lasted 8 months due to problems with the Boeing Starliner capsule, which has ultimately brought back to Earth without a crew.
In Brevard County, a man is in the hospital after a car and Brightline train collided near Jordan Boulevard and US 1 in Malabar. We're told the driver of the car had to be pulled from the vehicle. We're still working to learn the extent of his injuries, and FHP is investigating the cause of the crash.
And tonight, an American teacher deemed wrongfully detained in Russia is on his way back to the U.S. Mark Vogel was released in what the White House has described as a diplomatic thaw that could advance negotiations to end the war in Ukraine with Russia. Vogel was arrested in August 2021 and was serving a 14-year prison sentence for traveling with medically prescribed marijuana. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz says the U.S. and Russia negotiated an exchange to ensure Fogel's release. He did not say what the U.S. side of the bargain detailed.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is threatening to withdraw from the ceasefire in Gaza if Hamas does not release hostages on Saturday. Hamas said Monday that it plans to delay the release of 3 hostages after accusing Israel of failing to meet the terms of the ceasefire by not allowing an agreed-upon number of tents and other aid into Gaza. President Trump has called for all of the hostages to be released Saturday, which Israel is also now calling for. Netanyahu said today that if it doesn't happen, the ceasefire will end and fighting will resume until Hamas is defeated.
History shows Black Americans are more likely to face social and economic challenges, which can often impact their health in a major way. Some of those disparities include higher rates of infant mortality, pregnancy, related deaths, and lower life expectancy.
And many go without care because of the cost. WESH 2's Christina Watkins tells us about a Central Florida woman trying to create a better future. The Black Health Commission is hosting an art exhibit on February 21st. It's at the Hideout on Lee Road from 6:30 to 10 p.m. To learn more about the organization or to volunteer, you can go to our website, WESH.com. Plus, Tazir will join us live on WESH 2 News Sunrise next Thursday. That's February 20th, to walk us through all of the details of the event. Be sure to join us then.
Still to come, a dangerous substance making its way into drugs on the street.
Its effects are difficult to reverse, and in most places, it's legal.
A push nationally to make it illegal, and why some believe it may just cause more problems.
And if you thought today was warm, wait till you see the temperatures now. Wednesday and Thursday, record territory the next 2 days. And then we've got some much needed rain on the way. I'll break that down for you all straight ahead.
Artificial intelligence could soon be transforming the auto repair industry.
You name it, the machine detects absolutely everything.
Giving you a clearer look at potential problems in just seconds.
I'm transportation expert Megan Mackey. I put my own vehicle to the test. See what this AI scanner technology can reveal and how it compares to a traditional mechanic's inspection.
I would be most intrigued to see what information they got out of it.
Tonight at 11 on WESH 2 News. Custom weather alerts on the WESH 2 app. Download it today.
Drug overdoses have killed more than 1 million people in the U.S. since 1999, mostly driven by opioids.
It started with painkillers, but it's evolved as other substances are infiltrating the illegal drug supply, and that is where the problem gets more dangerous.
National investigative correspondent John Cardinale is with us now. John, you're learning of one substance that's creating issues getting ahead of the crisis.
Yes, Stuart and Michelle, we've discovered that xylazine, a non-opioid, has made its way into the illegal drug supply and onto the streets. And according to the CDC's most recent data, it's been detected in 10% of all opioid-related deaths. And with this problem on our hands, many are asking, how do we combat this? And Sarah tells us they're already facing the harsh reality that one deadly substance will be replaced with another. Right now in Philadelphia, they're seeing medetomidine emerge in the illegal drug supply. It's 200 times more potent than xylazine, and its effects also can't be reversed with Narcan. More than a decade into this opioid crisis, and we're still struggling to stay ahead of the curve. Reporting live in Washington, D.C., I'm National Investigative Correspondent John Cardinale.
All right, John, thank you for that report. And you can check out the full map of state laws and where xylazine is being found on our website, WESH.com.
All right, John mentioned in his live shot that he is in D.C. Temperature there 31 and heavy snow.
Okay, on the reverse of that, here, we're going to hit almost 90 this week, Tony. We're looking hot, humid, foggy. All the Florida things.
It's just not fair, they're saying. I tell you what, 85 to 90 degree heat in mid-February is pretty hard to do, but we may indeed do that by Thursday afternoon. The front does drop in on Friday for Valentine's Day, giving us a chance for a couple of showers. Heading into the weekend, showers will redevelop in the afternoon on Saturday, out ahead of a cold front that arrives on Sunday. and then we get back to normal. So this spring fling is going to take a little bit of a break outside right now. Things are pretty good. It's still quite mild. Generally speaking, most of us are in the 70s. The lone exception, the Villages right now, still at 80. There's our developing winter storm with the snow in the mid-Atlantic and the Appalachian Mountains there. And we've got showers and even a couple of thunderstorms over towards Arkansas and Louisiana. And here locally, we've got a little bit of rain as the west breeze has moved back towards the eastern side of the peninsula. Showers moving up to the north and the east. Models overdoing the rain here, but we'll continue to watch the trends now through 8 o'clock tonight. Notice the flow of air coming up out of the south overnight tonight. That's a testament of that warm environment that we are now currently in. Fog may be an issue, more specifically, though, along 75. More patchy in nature here in the metro areas. Temperatures up in Marion County, low 60s. Bushnell, Eustis, Mount Dora, 62 to about 64. Farther to the south, closer to about 65. Over towards Celebration, Kissimmee, and St. Cloud. Right there on the sand, running in the mid-60s. Up and down the I-4 corridor from Disney to DeLand over towards Daytona, 62 to about 65 degrees. Now, when we take a look at Futurecast, there's the fog off towards the west, southerly flow, a very, very warm afternoon on Wednesday, and maybe one or two quick isolated showers along the eastern side of the peninsula. We'll do fog again north and west as we get you into Thursday morning. That'll burn off. And then a little more moisture comes into play here Thursday afternoon. And there could even be a couple of thunderstorms. We'll have to watch that as we go through the next 24 to 48 hours. More fog again setting up potentially overnight Thursday into Friday. We need the rain, and hopefully we'll get some help there come Thursday afternoon up and down the I-95 corridor. Temperatures tomorrow 83 to about 88 degrees. The land jumping up to near 85 degrees by the afternoon. The attractions also very, very warm. No mention of any rain here. And then the records. Check this out. Sanford, Leesburg on Wednesday. Good enough for tying and breaking record highs. Orlando, Sanford also once again going to be very close to the 90-degree mark. Front does drop in now for Valentine's, giving us most of the rain before mid-evening and then kind of steadiling off into the upper 60s and the low 70s. Lots of racing at the track this weekend. There may be a few showers around for the Xfinity races there on Saturday. Then Sunday is kind of intriguing here. The European computer model is a lot quicker than the GFS. The GFS is actually allowing for the rain to hold off for the 500. The European computer model is about 6 to 8 hours quicker, and that would be problematic for the race there. So we're going to be watching that. Rainfall amounts here, both models indicating that most of us at least pick up a quarter of an inch of rain. But the updated forecast now for the 500, rain should be arriving. The question is, though, does it get in sooner or later? That's what we're going to be fine-tuning now the next couple of days. So if you like it hot, you got the next 2 days. If you like it cool, you got to like early next week as we get back into the 60s and 70s.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Shark Coatings.
Covering Central Florida, so you never miss a moment of what's happening. Every night at 10, Michelle Imparato, Jesse Pagan, and First Warning Chief Meteorologist Tony Manalfi. WESH 2 News at 10 on CW18. Local, live, late breaking.
We are officially 100 days away from the grand opening of Universal Epic Universe.
Chopper 2 flew over the park today as team members put the final touches on the 5 worlds. Today we spotted Dart the Dragon in How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk. There he is. You can see crews literally training a dragon. And that is one of the worlds coming to Epic. WESH 2 has been following every development since Universal announced plans to build Epic. Alicia Stella from Orlando Park Stop has also kept up with all things Epic since 2018. And she says almost everything in the park perfectly matches the permitting and trademarks.
It's rare in the theme park world to see concept art come out years before and then the park be built and it looked like the concept art. In many cases, the concept art we saw over a year ago, the theme park itself, I think, looks better. And that is rare also. Universal has gone above and beyond even the scale model at the preview center, even the permits. Nothing could prepare me for just how beautiful and like over the top extravagant this theme park is.
Universal also released the food and drink menus today, and to see all of the offerings, just click on the Parks Central tab on our website, WESH.com.
We have several stories we're working on for you tonight on WESH News at 10 and 11.
Summer Knowles joins us in studio with a preview. Summer.
Hey guys, the family says they were attacked by a man in a church parking lot. How investigators say an argument over a parking spot set it all off. And we're staying on top of that breaking news out of Volusia County tonight, where deputies are looking for a double murder suspect on the run in West DeLand after just finding his truck. We are uncovering more about the violent crime he's accused of committing. Back to you.
That does it for now. Join us again at 10 o'clock on the CW18, 11 o'clock right here on WESH 2.
And the news is always on WESH.com and the free WESH 2 News mobile app. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you for watching WESH 2 News and trusting First Warning Weather. Certified Central Florida's most accurate forecast 17 years straight.